Many thanks for joining. This is Breakfast Central on News Central. It's the Friday edition, TGIF, February 4th, 2022. Now, the history of prison education varies across countries, but the importance of this activity for inmates is unquantifiable. Many of the activities include arts and crafts, rehabilitation programs, physical education, to mention but a few. With the emergence of COVID-19 pandemic, a new style of learning has been introduced known as virtual learning. And there are some bodies working relentlessly to keep inmates educated. One of them is Joke Aladesanmi, who is the Executive Director, Center for Legal Support and Inmate Rehabilitation, aka CELSIR. Joke, CELSIR is an NGO. Can you tell us about this journey, how the journey all began for you? I mean, what made you come out with this NGO with this objective?
All right, thank you very much, Olushi. Thank you for having me as well.
Welcome.
Let me start by saying that I'm a lawyer, and I've been in the I've been like in the criminal litigation. I've been practicing criminal litigation for more like I think 10 years, and I had the opportunity of working in a non-governmental organization that provides legal support for inmates. While I was there, it was strictly providing legal support to them. And each time we have to release the inmates and bring them from the prison, we just let them go. And there's this question that comes to my mind often: what happens to them post-incarceration? How come nobody's saying anything about what happens to them when they're out of the prison? So I think that was where the question started coming up in my mind. And there was a particular matter I handled. The guy was he was charged for murder. He was in a prison for like 8 years, and during the course, while I was representing him, in one of our conversations, he mentioned that he was actually a student of the National Open University studying criminology. And then I paused. I was like, "You guys go to school in the prison?" He was like, "Yes." And then that was where the conversation started. So I wanted to know, what were the challenges? How was it possible for this to actually be done within the four walls? And the questions started coming up. I started having meetings with the officials. I started speaking with the inmates. And then I started saying that there are a lot of challenges with that happening. So with the emergence of the Nigerian Correctional Service Act, that introduced a lot of ways, rehabilitation programs, and education is definitely one of them. But then there is really no model as to how this thing runs.
Right.
So yeah, because fine, they allow the inmates to undertake at the National Open University, but there's really nothing. That's all. After that, that's all. Just for them to enroll, but nobody's saying anything about their resources. Nobody's saying anything about their courses, and even those that are writing the WAEC examination as well, there is no arrangement for proper learning. So I just told my team members, I think it's high time we have to start doing something with regards to assisting the inmates, because I personally feel that if you want these inmates to be rehabilitated, to be reformed, then we have to be deliberate about it. And being deliberate, and being deliberate means going down to the details. If you're going to allow them to undertake physical education, can there be a proper and a standard education platform where they can do that?
Wow.
And that was where we started coming in. And
I'm sure that's where CELSIR was born. That's what bettered CELSIR into existence at this point. Yes. Wow, fantastic, Joke. I mean, I have my colleague also. We have Joe Hansen. Joe, I'm sure you're also listening to this, and this is such a big laudable cause that we're hearing Joke do.
Absolutely. I'm actually amazed at what she's doing, and looking at the fact that you could give people a reason to live, a hope for them to live and to start all over again. But tell us, Joke, quickly about the virtual learning, because I'm also aware that you may be engaged in a virtual learning facility that you actually started, and you've been able to get prisoners and they've been able to join. I'm thinking of a lot of factors here. I mean, we're focused on Nigeria before we go to other parts of Africa, but the internet connectivity, the screens, how are you able to do this?
All right, thank you very much. The virtual class was actually better during the COVID-19 pandemic, because I felt even though there are conversations around how to manage the education around that's in the country, there's actually no one is talking about what about the inmates in the prison. They're still going to write exams. They're still going to write JAM. they're still going to write general certificate examination. And we just told ourselves we can actually have a virtual program, a virtual learning platform for them. So what we did was we gathered tutors outside of the prison, of course, and then we, on the side of the, in the prison now, we got projectors, we got laptop, we got speaker, we got internet modem, and all those things. But shortly, we actually started like a week before the NSAS protest. So immediately we started, the NSAS protest happened, and there was an attempted jailbreak that led to the burning of the Koi prison. And everything we bought for the virtual class was burnt down. It was actually heartbreaking. Yeah, but interestingly, we were able to start fully in 2021, and it was amazing. So the inmates were actually receiving lectures online. The teachers were teaching them online using, for example, for their practical courses, for those who are writing maybe the chemistry practical, the biology practical, they use YouTube to teach them. Of course, all of this is under the supervision of the prison officials, because they are going to be there to ensure that they do not have access to any other information aside from the information necessary for their learning. So we started that, and we started teaching them and we're really, really amazed when we were informed that one of the inmates actually scored 264 in JAMB.
Whoa.
Like, our mind just exploded. Like, we felt like we're doing something really meaningful. It means there's so much impact with regards to our work, with regards to providing the virtual learning for the inmates.
And I'm sure this was not an easy journey. It wasn't a day's job. What has been the most challenging thing about taking education to inmates now? Do you have any ex-convict who has been through your program as we speak? Yes,
we do. We have. Of course, you are aware the prison has a lot of awaiting trial inmates. We have over 74,000 inmates, and more than 70% of them are awaiting trial. So most times we have inmates who went through the programs and they did very well, and they're actually back now. You know, the interesting thing about the education platform is that it allows them to start their life from somewhere when they're out. For example, the general certificate examination does not have an expiry date. So if you succeed in getting that while you're behind bars, you can actually continue, apply to the university, go back to school, and be more learned when you're out there. So we've had quite a number of them who have gone through the system, and they are continuing with their education. We received a call from one of them, was it like some 2 weeks ago, who was going for a job interview after it was being released. You know, there's just hope for them now, you know, having to go through the platform. There's so much hope for them. With regards to the challenges, I would say that the challenges at times is, you know, having to work with inmates who have been disconnected from the outside world for a very long time. So you can't teach them the way you're teaching the regular student outside of the prison. So you have to really work according to their pace. You have to ensure that the tutors are patient. Yeah, you have to ensure the tutors are patient. You have to ensure that the tutors are willing to learn. They understand what they are being taught, and they are able to communicate with the tutors virtually as well.
Wow, this is beautiful. I mean, Joe, this is such a credible cause. I mean, I'm almost having goosebumps here as we're in the studio.
It's indeed. I'm commending her already. It's very, 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 very commendable. But lastly, let's quickly ask this. How does the prison leadership assist you with this? And do you have any private bodies who are also looking to support? And how long are you looking to expand this? Very briefly.
All right, thank you very much. I would say that the prison authorities have actually been helpful, because we all know that the prison is an enclosed environment. There is no way you can get into there without their permission. So they give us that opportunity to be able to get in there, to be able to do what we need to do. So they've been exceptionally supportive, because of course they can't do it on their own. They need the support of non-governmental organizations like CELSIR to assist them, to work with them, and to ensure that whatever program we're putting in place works very well. With regards to partnership, yes, towards the end of last year, we entered into partnership with Ford Foundation, and they supported the library. I don't know if I mentioned that earlier. So we're able to set up a 21-user library at the Koyi Correctional Facility. Yes, with e-library session as well. We're very deliberate about the e-library session, because we wanted the National Open University students to have access to their resources. You know, it's an open university. Their courses are online, their teachings are online, everything is online. So we set it up and it was really exceptional. Very standard, hybrid, lovely library.
Oh, wow, Joe. I mean, I'm just imagining myself there, going there just to see these people. And the fact that she's giving them a reason to leave when they come out of the four walls of the prison is such a laudable project.
Yeah. Well done. Kudos to you, Joke. Thank you so much for joining us here on Breakfast Central.
Thank you so much.
It's quite amazing the thing you do, and we look forward to hear more great news and also to see the graduates who have passed through this means of education.
Thank you. Thank you very much.